Uh, Aloha, my beloved family. So, I've got a question for you. Do you run your own courses? Do you run your own classes, your own workshops? Are you an alchemist, a plant medicine specialist? Do you provide products? Do you provide a service? Do you run a store? Do you have a website? Are you a counselor? Are you a mentor? Are you someone that's here in service for all of mankind? Like in service for the highest good of all? Are you utilizing your skills, your wisdom, your knowledge, your gnosis, your energy to generate a field of support financially for whatever you need to take care of yourself, your health, your kids, your children, your rent, to be able to have even more finances, more money to be able to invest and do other courses and do other education opportunities and do other investments and do other abilities to expand what you're bringing forth? So many of us have these incredible visions that are in a process of being birthed: education, housing, food distribution, like everything. And we recognize that it requires a level of energy, a level of money to be able to actually build and develop this. Now, many of us that have been receiving our own payments, our own levels of exchange, and receive this through cash or through PayPal or Cash App or Venmo or through different forms of exchange, crystals, energy work, whatever it may be, art, anything that we are choosing to value as an exchange for your time, your energy, to gift that to another and what they are giving you to reciprocate this. Well, do you believe that now that the IRS and various groups or government organizations or whatever the IRS equivalent is in, other countries, that you are required to pay those taxes? And why do you believe this? Because your parents have told you that you have to pay your taxes? Because your teachers tell you that you have to pay your taxes? Because we've heard of people that lie about their taxes and get fined or go to jail? What's this fear that we are required to give that energy? Energy is money. Remember, they're one and the same thing. It's just a physical manifestation of it that's more commonly accepted. So what collective pattern led us to believe that we were required to actually give our hard-earned energy, our money, to a system, to a government, to a different organization that claims to be here in service for the greatest good of all? But many of us that are on this development for the new earth path already recognize that this is something that most of this money does not get utilized in the ways that we're told. And that there are so many things that are authentically supportive that just do not have that ability to actually be funded and to receive that level of awareness that can allow that to grow. Whereas our money gets put into other systems that just perpetuate the old world systems. So what if we told you that your right is to choose whether you want to pay taxes or whether you would like to not pay taxes? That it's not an obligation or something that you're forced to do, but it's something you can do if you choose. You can choose to give a part of your money and energy into these other systems and allow them to utilize it in how they see fit. Or you can choose to keep that for yourself and actually put that into different areas or different channels that you believe are most supportive for mankind, for your family, for your nation, for yourself and your dreams, your creations. Many people, when they hear, oh, you don't have to pay taxes, no, this is, you're going to end up in jail. You're going to end up in fine. Oh, I know people that, said that they're sovereign, that said that they don't have to do this, but they, got put in jail or they lost their house or they lost all this stuff. And we just want to remind you that this is not common law. This is not, admiralty or maritime law. This is not free man teachings. These are not sovereign citizenship teachings. This is the foundation of authentic sovereign law. a universal law that is held true at every level of our creational existence. And in this realm of density, where everything is much more tangible, physical, where we're seeing and interacting with it, it is 100% true law that everyone, even our family and organizations that are of the fallen or descending side, they still uphold this. And in fact, they understand how this system works, so they were able to develop a construct to have us contract and become legally bound to their systems, their rules. And if we don't realize that we've always had a choice, then we are held liable. We are obligated to follow those rules that we have been contracted into. However, when we can remember our authentic rights and restore our sovereign right to choose between the legal system and the law system, something unlocks inside of us. And no longer can we be held accountable to these regulations or penalties for not feeding into something that we choose not to support. This has literally been proven, fully embodied, and has been shared to now empower thousands of people in doing the same thing. Even to the point when in the beginning you may receive a letter like, oh, you owe this amount of money, and if you don't do this, you're going to be fined this much or potentially face 3 years or 5 years in prison. People are like, oh my gosh, I gotta pay the tax man. When in reality, if you know your laws, one letter, sometimes 2 or 3, but generally one letter will initiate something to where you will get something back that says, hey, we now recognize that you are not actually, wanting to take part of the income tax. We're going to void all these records of what we say you owe for tax. And if at any point you would like to enroll or register into the income tax, these are the certain benefits you can get. And even our one brother, he actually gets a letter in the mail. He's gotten a couple of these that all of a sudden it's like a letter with a family and a picnic basket with their kids, going out. And it's like, join the income tax system or whatever the actual letter says. Join this income tax program and look at the benefits that you're going to receive that are going to be able to be accessed and utilized through your citizenship. So, it's humorous because when we don't know our rights, they try to bully us or pressure us, be like, no, you have to do this. But when you own who you are as a sovereign man and a sovereign woman, as a creation of the Creator and the Creator embodied itself, it's like showing up as that parent in your reality, in your home, and getting to set your law, and it's actually honored and respected. Now, the process to go through this is extraordinarily simple. It's so easy. Any single one of us can do it, and many of us have. And we want to share this with you so you have the right to keep 100% of everything you make and to choose where it goes. For many of you that are in the energetic sides, we know what it's like to seal up our field. Any rips, tears, cording, back doors, access points, anything that takes our energy, that leaks our energy, or anything that we're giving our consent to that is not supportive for what we truly believe and what we are truly creating, means that we are accepting and allowing something that we feel to not be supportive to continue to exist through our energy or money. So it's something that it's very, very important for us to have a choice with what we want to do. But if you truly believe that your government or these different organizations are not serving the highest good of mankind, then this is a leakage that is utilizing your energy, your time, your investment, your power, your creational output to support something that is crumbling. And the moment you recognize this, you're like, you know what? I'm only going to support that of which is for the highest and greatest, best of all that I am, all my family is, all tribes of mankind are. I'm taking my power back. I'm taking my energy. I do not have to fight you. I do not have to defend you. I do not have to be scared about being penalized or being wrong. And I now am sealing up my field to take full sovereign right and rulership over what I command for my reality. And literally simply disengaging from these systems that no longer support us to put our energy into the development of something that supports the rights and well-being of all creates a catalyzation within and throughout all that you are that unlocks new levels of abundance, of prosperity, of connection, of community, of creation, of creativity. All of this, that's your birthright. And no longer do we consent to something that does not serve us, and we put 100% of our heart, our love, our life force into this accelerated manifestation of a true kingdom of God that is here to support all in every way, shape, and form. This is just one small tidbit of something that we are going to bring forth. And it was amazing. Just like we hold our keys and specifically work and express from universal and galactic law, when we say universal law, it rings true everywhere. So this third dimensional where we are at now, this same sovereign law, over 10,000 hours in the United States and United Kingdom courtrooms, with the prosecutors, the lawyers, the judges pushing at every angle, trying to find anything that would make it so this right, our rights could not be upheld. And instead, it led to the judges learning, the prosecutors learning, the lawyers learning, because they are not taught this stuff in school. This stuff was taught on middle school and like K through 12 level tests in school from the late 1800s to the early 1930s. And roughly around the time of the world wars and everything that was going on, they started to remove this from your school, from your education, meaning you were still upheld to the laws and rights because they can't take them away from you, but you do not know them, so you don't know how to enforce them. This is the power that allows us to make radical, lasting change. Instead of waiting for things to be passed and waiting and watching things that are legal but not lawful, we can end them and terminate them instantaneously when enough of us learn how to show up as man and woman in our power and authority. Once again, no fighting, no defending, simply embodied stating and allowing your birthright, your sovereign rights and law to be upheld and supported, because it is a requirement. Now, you might have a lot of questions. Some of this might be really resonant. Some of it might be a little confusing. Some of it might be a little triggering. We are going to be sharing more. And through this offering, that's a collaboration between my beloved, myself, and two of our brothers, we are going to bring forth something that is easy to work with, easy to understand, simple, not complex, not large documents, not having to know fancy words, not having to have somebody or something else sign a paper that says you're sovereign. No. This is your birthright. It has been contracted away from you, but it has not been taken from you. It cannot be taken from you. And when you remember this, you have the right to reclaim it. But you have to state it and own it and understand it. So when other people try to bully you or pressure you or tell you that that is not your rights, that is not true, you stand strong in your own power, authority, and sovereign pillar embodiment. This course is here to help all of us, whether you don't believe in any of the spiritual stuff, but you see the dynamics that are happening on our planet. You might even feel the fear, the confusion, the uncertainty. And if you're ready to dissolve all of that, to be more empowered and joyful than ever before, and know how to actually navigate as an adult, as a man, as a woman, as an embodiment of the creation of the Creator, then this is going to fully activate you into the deepest state of empowerment that you've ever experienced in your life, whether in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, wherever you are at. And for those of us that have been more spiritually initiated, that are aware of this on various different levels in the galactic and universal law, but are still having a hard time really being embodied at the third dimensional level of sovereignty, to fearlessly, bravely, and confidently express yourself in a courtroom with law, to bring remedy or resolution to any situation, to bring remedy to those situations with court battles and custody battles, or people are in abusive battles over their children's and stuff, and you're having a judge or someone delegate for you because you've consented that you're not in the right mind to delegate for yourself. Imagine if you could bring resolution to this instantaneously. Imagine if you could be so grounded in your power that equally from this, for those of you on the more spiritual side, that no longer will you ever be attacked or interfered with. Not because you're bypassing and feeding into the false ascension, but because you're aware and you're unconditional loving and you set your sovereign law and you understand the truth of this and how to uphold this on every level of your being. Like the level of multidimensional empowerment that is then grounded here through your vessel and allows us to, as a collective, take our power back and rise as one unified tribe to support this transition process we as a planet and as a family are moving into. That's already begun, but is going to be radically accelerated as we reach this upcoming April. From April 2023 to April 2024, we are going to see the greatest shift and transformation that is going to propel us into what can finally be available and happen at the end of April 2024. So, it is such an honor to be able to share this with you. And please, if you're tuning in later on this and you just caught on, go to the beginning, listen to what's being expressed, learn that you do have your rights. And if somebody is telling you that you don't, it's because they haven't learned or remembered their own rights. And when you do this, you achieve a level of embodied freedom and can set this example for others to find their own path of freedom as we all journey back home to the unified field of the Eternal One. So there's a lot of exciting things to share. I hope that this begins to start to open up these questions within you that you can begin to ask and be like, why do I think this? Why am I afraid of this? Why am I forced to do this? And yeah, if you want to and you like to, go for it. But if you've had a hard time, or you feel your energy is being taken from you, or you feel like you're having to give money to be, otherwise you're going to be penalized, and it doesn't feel right to you, and you feel forced or obligated, like, this is that opportunity for you to reclaim your power. And we're going to show you every step of the way, literally a few dozen words, and anything outside of that you can just call complete nonsense. This is simple, true knowledge and wisdom that you can utilize in every aspect of your life. I hope this message reaches you well, beloved, and truly it is such an honor to be able to share this and to begin to actually express and bring this forth. And the collaboration of the keys that we will be alchemizing to synthesize every layer from physical, planetary to galactic to universal law to be integrated in your embodiment and activate that power within in its greatest manifestation and potentiality. So, I love you so much. I'm so excited to be able to share even more about this, to bring this forth, to support you, to allow you to have full control and access of your courses, your programs, your teachings, to not have to be stifled, limited, suppressed, or afraid of your own rights, and to never have to lie about it or hide from who you are and what you're doing, what you're bringing forth. Honesty, transparency. The key is sovereignty. So, with that, beloveds, I'm going to transition. This might be the shortest live I've done so far. But thank you for receiving, and please watch out. Watch my live from the other day if you haven't seen that. Keep your eyes out. Follow if you want to see the things I'm going to be sharing over these coming days. Whenever that heart says, yes, I'm ready to be free from fear. Yes, I'm ready to own my energy, my financial prosperity. When you say yes to fully reclaiming your power as a man and as a woman, as a creation of the Creator and the Creator embodied yourself, reach out and let us know. Join us on this sacred offering that we are going to be bringing forth over the next couple weeks. Have a beautiful day, night, evening, beautiful existence wherever you may be. I'm excited for you to receive this transmission and to receive the keys that we are ready to gift to you. Sending you all so much love. Aloha.